Okay, good London, everyone, and welcome to another episode and also same time showcase of the Bard's Tale trilogy. But I'm going through the first game, Into the Unknown or something like that. And I just want to showcase where I am, where I'm at in the game. Since the last time you saw, I think it was maybe a few days ago. I think this is the one. I started out, created new characters, all level 1. I didn't even transfer the prefabricated team, the A team that was already made. They had gold already and equipment on them, but if you recall, or if you want to watch it back, my previous episode 1, I went out there without any equipment and just got, used whatever equipment I got along the way, and bought whatever I needed with the money I earned. So literally from nothing. And I did a little bit. I played for about an hour. And you kind of saw what it was kind of like to grind. At this point, now I'm level 18, and my 3 mages are on their way to being archmage. As you can see, level 7 of level 7 spells, level 7 spells of conjurer, magician, and sorcerer, and level 2 of the wizard. The spell level is different from the character level. As you can see, level 18, but spell levels are different. Level 7 is the maximum. So as you can see, Falagar is the closest. So I just want to show you what I kind of go through, because Falagar is almost Falagar is almost at a level. Okay, so what I've been doing was just this. And I think, I'll play some. Stop singing. But I'm not. And really, what I'm doing here is the equivalent of, well, really, I'm just grinding. But what is kind of, you know, interesting about this catacombs dungeon on the first level, when you leave the dungeon and you come back, and this is a glitch, you know, that I had even on the Apple II when I played it, but when you leave and then you come back, all the monsters in those 4 or 5 rooms that I went to, that I teleported into, respawn. And you can just keep doing this, you know, to get levels. Now maybe there's other dungeons that are like this, but for me this was the only one that I knew about, you know, from back in the day, and it still works now. And really this is no different than, you know, if I was just to go around outside in the city, but the monsters, you know, topside are, you know, you don't get as much XP because they're not as much, and they're like low-level creatures. Or I can just go into other dungeons like the castle, or just keep, you know, going down, which I did do that, as you can see, you know. But these monsters here, even though they tell me we encountered 53 zombies, 99 skeletons, but these ones here, these are the ones that respawn. So if I go back to these ones, the randomly generated ones respawn. These ones that have a set kind of creature and the amount are not meant to respawn. They're meant to be one time only. So it is only on this first level that these creatures here, the 9 whites, the 5 ghouls, 39 skeletons, you know, it is a glitch where these ones will respawn, and they're not meant to. But it's no different from just going out there, and just leveling up, fighting random creatures. But this is just even better because, you know, you have a set amount of XP. Sometimes it can be like last maybe only 1,000 XP or 2,000. Here, you know, it adds up. Like this one I know is not much, but the ones with the zombies are like 2,000, 3,000. And see, the thing with the Bard's Tale is that, see, and plus look at my gold, over 1 million, right? With these old school RPGs, they didn't have any side quests or anything like complex, and the main plot isn't really complex. You just have to put an end to Mangar, who's an evil magic user, and that's really it. There are no NPCs that occupy, you know, the empty buildings, and aside from the Adventurers Guild and Garth's shop and the taverns, there's actually more than one taverns. I think in the last episode I said there's only one tavern, but that was incorrect. I was just thinking about the one that was next to the review board where you level up. So I wasn't thinking, but yeah, there's many. See, these are taverns here. These icons that look like that. This is the castle. these right here are temples. See, this is a temple. No, this is the Adventurers Guild. Garth's shop, but this is a temple. I think this is Roscoe's to regenerate your magicka. He restores it. And that's a temple. So, let's see. Yeah, see, I'm almost at a level. Oops. Oh, wait. I should actually, okay, hold on. I should recharge. But every kind of equipment you can get, I pretty much got them all. I mean, there might still be some other ones. I remember there was an item called the Eye. There's a blood axe that I still haven't gotten, but Kale's axe, you know. Okay, let me go recharge. Now, back in the day, when I played this, I didn't really think about how simple this game was, that there was not really much more to it than really just grinding, coming across clues, defeating a guardian just to be able to move on. Also that you can just be high enough level so you can fight Mangar and kill him. So I wasn't thinking about that back then. And what really helped in that, at least for me, was the user's manual. I'll show you just a little bit. I just want to level real quick. Okay, good. I will just finish this off. beyond death. So now I can resurrect a character. Spell spirit. This spell would gain a higher level undead creature. Okay. Okay, so now you can see oops. What? Oh, there. So see, just one more level and I will finally be an archmage, and these two are on their way to being one. An archmage is someone who has level 7 spells in all of the classes, magic classes. Conjurer, sorcerer, magician, and wizard, right? But the thing that helped back in the day, I still have it, but the user manual to this game, and this manual here kind of differs a little bit from the physical one that I have. This right here is the same. The Adventurers Guild. The guild is like a union hall where adventurers hang out hoping to find a party. This is where a party is formed and where all adventures begin. A party can have a total roster of 7 characters. Now, I think they made some changes, this company in Exile, because I think they added a bank and they also added a casino. I don't remember, I think I remember a bank, but I don't remember a casino in the first Bard's Tale on my Apple. And also I was only able to, back in the 80s, was only able to create 6 characters with a special slot, with the S symbol for summoned creatures or creatures that will just, you will come across and they want to join your party. That's the way I remember it. So they did make some changes. Something that was also different was, unmarked buildings. This description is slightly different from the one in my physical manual, and again, if I find it, I should, I'll show it. But most buildings are unmarked, but some of them are inhabited by corrupt creatures who have skulked in. Don't be afraid to kick in a few doors and find them. Remember that fighting is good for the party. It's the only way to build up enough experience to challenge the more and more difficult enemies. There are also handy tips in a few of these houses. I remembered reading something like, I don't remember, of course, exactly, but there was a part in here, and I think maybe some of the words are changed a bit, but it said somewhere, like, don't be afraid to kick in a few doors, and it said, you should be mad when you kick down a door of an empty house and your party is ready for a fight and you find nothing, and then period, and the next sentence, no fun, and then period. But this was the manual I would always bring with me, of course not this one but the physical one, wherever I went, whenever we went to Disney World or to like the Philippines, or just when I would go out to the country, Canada was another one, when we went long driving, just anywhere, wherever we went back in the day, I would bring that manual with me and always read it. And one time my uncle Tony, it's funny, he always sees me with that manual, and I'm always taking it along, always reading it, and he said, "Hey, Falagar, you're not done reading this? And he's holding it. You're not done reading this? You know, everywhere we go, I always see you carrying this manual and always reading it. And he looks at it and he's like flipping through it. It's not even very thick, you know, and he's flipping. It's, you know, I don't know, 20 pages or so, something like that. And it just wasn't very thick. And the thing was, it's not that I wasn't done reading it. I've been done reading it. But I would always read it over and over and over again, because it's these descriptions like that and this, you know, that I always enjoy reading. And then the descriptions of the different races and the classes, like this one, while possibly being of hardier stock, this character is nonetheless like you and me. The people of this race are known for their inventiveness, hardiness, aggressiveness, and downright stubbornness in the face of adversity. These fair-haired, fair-skinned people closely resemble humans, but are frequently taller, faster and more agile due to their slim builds. The elven people are highly skilled in the arts, especially magic and war. So, you know, reading things like that, and I like with the monk, they can use them, but typically do better without. Something like that, right? The monk is a martial artist, an almost inhuman fighting machine, trained to fight without weapons or armor. The monk can use them, but at higher levels, particularly does better without, often does better without. Monks do well in combat because of their ability to attack multiple times. This one I don't remember, Geomancer. I haven't played anything beyond, you know, the first Bard's Tale, but I have them all now. I have 2 and 3. Again, thank you, Xenoc. I have it already on Steam, but you know, I still have to thank you again, because now I feel like I truly own it now on GOG. So now, my really good friend at the time, this was in middle school, and this was in the 80s, you know, mid-late 80s. His name was Danny Reyes, and he would always come over, and sometimes, you know, sleep over so we can, you know, just play games, you know, on the Apple II. And, you know, we would jump around between like Bard's Tale or Ultima, just, you know, a multitude of other games that I have on there, not just RPGs, but things like Frogger and, you know, Super Mario Brothers and stuff like that. And he would never really play it, but he just always enjoyed being there, you know, and kind of like, you know, like my wingman or something. And, you know, he would have the manual, that same manual I would take all over the place. And when creating characters, you know, he would read that. He would say like, okay, it says here, you know, and then he would read this, you know, and, the monk can use them, but at higher levels particularly often does better without, you know, things like that. Or the hunter, how to get multiple attacks, multiple strikes. The hunter is an assassin, a mercenary, but also a ninja. The hunter can use most weapons and has the ability to do critical hits in combat. At higher levels up, so does the skill that increases critical hit. It wasn't that then. It was I thought it was was it the warrior? Gets an extra attack capability. Well, it was a monk that can hit multiple times, like kicks 4 times. Yeah, it was critical hits. That's what it was. And the bard, yeah, this is good. And I think it was a rogue where it said a party would something about how the party would suffer without a rogue in the party. Or was it the bard? The bard is a wandering minstrel. He is always seen with a tankard of ale in front of him, in even the less reputable of taverns. The rowdier the better. Most bards are warriors who have given up the art of war for the art of magical music. This doesn't mean that they have forgotten how to handle warrior weapons, but because they're not true warriors, bards don't get the advantage of extra attacks during combat. Their magic is so unique, it is almost impossible to survive without one. You know, I love that. And look, the little picture. Did they all get a picture? Not all of them get a picture, you see? it's really just a bard, because it is the bard's tale after all. Any true bard has a has a variety of tunes on their lips. And something about when the bard goes drinking. Yeah. Though to play them, they must have an instrument equipped and a healthy voice. When the going gets tough, the bard goes drinking. I love that. So I wanted to read through, a handful of these, just so you guys can get the idea of what I'm talking about. So now when I say that the game is absolutely simple, as you can see, all it is, you can go into any of these buildings, see, like right now, and I got into a fight and just attack, and there's not much to it, right? So you have descriptions like, see, okay, this is like a clue. This is a scrap of parchment from the Adventurers Guild Handbook. It reads, many of the undead monsters are capable of draining experience levels, turning characters old and gray, or even turning characters to stone. Treat the undead with respect. In other words, kill them quickly. So, but sometimes there's, see, and there's another one. You were in an empty building. I remember sometimes there would be a description. Or was it... Oh, see, and here's the tavern. But, I think it was maybe only on the Apple where when you go into a building, it said the denizens of the area, there's a little description to the battle. But as you can see, very simple. See, you face death itself in the form of 9 whites. So I'm going to fight them. Now, seeing it gives you a rundown of what your choices were, and you put yes. But reading these descriptions, right now they're not very, descriptive, as you can see. One is shocked for 35 and 32 killing at 45. But, I don't really want to do it here. Well, let's see. Okay, I will go in here. Okay, I face 7 samurai. So I do something like this. And we'll not have the magic users do anything. Well, wait. Let's have them cast, defensive stuff. Well, here, increases the armor protection of each party member by enhancing their... Okay, let's do that. And... Okay, Ogre Strength. We'll give it to Whisperain. And... Okay, let's do a single attack. Okay, Death Strike. Okay, here we are. So, this is my selection. It's interesting to read, you see? Melora casts... Okay, we'll wait till it's over. It's going too fast. Okay. Melora casts Death Strike at a samurai and critically hits, killing him, you see? Falagar casts Osgan's Ogre Strength on Whisperain. Kane, which is my monk, kicks at a samurai and hits 5 times for 556 points of damage, killing him. Phaedriel casts Mithril Might on the party. So, you can see how it's nowadays, okay, in this modern day, it's very, even this is maybe you find it rudimentary and just kind of boring having to read these descriptions. You're not really seeing action on the screen. But back in the day, reading these things together with that manual, that's why I wanted to read like a few of the, the passages in there. So you get the idea of how all those descriptive words and stuff, for me, helped, it helped me read better somewhat. I kind of like, I enjoy doing it, and it helped with my imagination, back in the day. So it helped me in a lot of things, and sparked my imagination. And that's how it was, and before all these graphics. Shada punches at a samurai and critically hits for 4 points of damage, killing him. Shadowcat swings at a samurai and hits for 8 points of damage. Samurai strikes at Shada but misses. Samurai stabs at Kane. Samurai stabs at Shadan. Whisper Rain plays Traveler's Tune. So things like that, okay? Oh, one of my guys is old, but it's okay. I could easily fix that. Okay. See? This is how typically a battle would, go down. But I'm just going to do this one more time. I'll just go through it one more time. But I just wanted to update you guys on where I was, in the Bard's Tale. Okay, here. But this is where it all began for me. This and Ultima. That was another game, with Danny Reyes. He would just watch me play Ultima, and he was just always like, my wingman, just kind of like a second set of eyes, and helped to strategize. Oh, no. So very fun stuff back then. And then I moved on to things like Ultima Underworld and the Might and Magic series, the Elder Scrolls series, starting with Daggerfall for me. And then when Morrowind came out, I wasn't really able to play it because my computer was not strong enough to play it at the time. I was able to get a little sample of it, but it was very choppy. The frame rate was exceedingly bad. And, when you're in that ship talking to Job, and when you would, go topside from the ship, this is Morrowind I'm talking about, it just locked up. A few times I got lucky where it allowed me to go topside, but then 30 seconds later it would just lock up and kick me out. Right here. So sadly, I wasn't able to play Morrowind really when it first came out. It wasn't until Oblivion that I was able to play that. Well, actually, no. I was able to play a little bit of Morrowind a little bit before. I was able to play a little bit of Morrowind. A little bit before Oblivion came out, and the reason why that was because I had an Xbox, and I got Morrowind on the Xbox, so it ran fine, but whenever I died or just really loading the game, it took maybe 5 minutes or so just to load, so it took a long time, but at least I was able to play it. And so that was my first experience with that game. I think that had to have been in early 2000s when I played that. Early mid-2000s, like around 2000, anywhere between 2003, 2005, something like that. So I played a little bit, no, not 2002, more like 2004, 2005, because then shortly after, not too much longer after, it was Oblivion that came out, and I upgraded to Xbox 360, really just for that purpose, to play Oblivion. Okay, so, but that is it. Okay, so just like an update. But look at this. You know, the graphics didn't look like this for me on the Apple. You see how you could see the snow, the mist of snow kind of being kicked up because of the wind, so you really feel it. You could see the snow, and just the buildings have a nice look. And a nice new feature is this, being able to look around like that. You know, you weren't able to do that, you know, back then on the Apple. And just, you've seen me play the Apple, you know, when I played Oregon Trail, so you can imagine how poor those graphics would look like to you guys. And the sound would be extremely bad. Let me just play something there. There we are. Play some music. Will I get a chance? Yep, hear it. And what else? The music was different. The bard music. Now here, oh, see, there's music playing, but that is because my bard is, see. Now, see how it's, aside from the ambient sound effects, I'll be quiet so you can hear it. Hear the wind blowing. On the Apple, there was absolutely no sound. But see here, it's just ambience, right? There's no music because this is the bard's tale, and they really want to, you know, let the bard shine because there's no soundtrack. But if you want a soundtrack, you're going to have to play a music, and you know what I mean? And there you go. And that's how the music is heard in the game, which was how it was on the Apple. And it was a lot worse because, you know, here the footsteps, you know, going down. I don't ever recall there really being any sound effects like that. It was just some, you know, 8-bit sound effects, you know, when you're in combat. Maybe even less than 8-bit. I don't know the technical terms for these things, but you know, whatever. Just the PC speaker, the Apple IIe speaker, you know, sound effects. But like I said, yeah, it was by design that there was no music because it's, you know, to really get immersed. Because if you think about it, you're on an adventure, and if it's not a movie, you're not watching a movie. If it's you in real life thrown into a fantasy world, there would be no music playing, right? But you know, of course, you're watching Lord of the Rings, Conan. There's the musical score, so you would hear that. But the characters in the film are not meant to hear that. So that's kind of like the effect they were going for, and the only music you would hear is if there was a bard. So it helped, you know, with the immersion of the game. I know a lot of you guys, you know, are looking at this and just can't imagine having fun with something like this, but you know, this was during the time, you know, when RPGs didn't have a lot of you know, depth to them, not like now. As I said, it's just you strip away all of the RPG aesthetics, you strip away all the descriptions in the user manual, you know, that these games would have. You know, seeing all of this, and here are the spells. That's another thing. Back then, it wasn't so easy to select a spell. You had to refer to the manual and punch in, you know, the 4-letter code. So if you want to trap zap, you have to type in TRZP or Sorcerer's Shield, SO, is that SR or SH? I'm not too sure. Mage Flame, MAFL. You get it? You have to put that in. And that's also like a copyright thing, because say if you just have a copy of the game but not the manual, then you would have no idea, what the spells are, because there's no description whatsoever of any of the spells. It's all here in the manual. But as I was saying, getting back to it is, you strip away all of this, all of these great descriptions, and what you are left with in this game is just a simple running around the world like this, or porting around in this case, and where am I? Like that, or running around and getting into fights, and just this is what you have until you just level up and you fight Mangar, which is the end boss. Game over. But nowadays, this is a really nice song. Nowadays, you take like Morrowind or Skyrim, all of that, and they have plot twists and stuff like that. Okay, so someone may give you a quest to, let's say, these bandits or thieves or whatever, assassins, have been raiding us, and we want you to go over there. This is where they're located, and if you could please go over there, slaughter them all, take back our stuff and bring it back. You go over there, say you kill like a few guys, suddenly an NPC runs up to you and just starts asking you to stop. Well, why are you attacking us? And then you begin talking to them, and you tell them, well, I was hired to kill you guys because you are, you're thugs and rogues, and I'm supposed to bring back the stuff. But then you find out that they're really the peasants, and they've been driven out to live in this cave, and those guys in that town have taken over, you see, something like that. So there's the plot twist. Or there's an evil mage that you have to kill, and then you go over there, but let's say you find out that he was just really possessed and is not really an evil mage, something like that. And then you have the ones where, simple fetch quests where, I lost my coin purse, can you look for it? Things like that. So it's a mixture of all these different kinds of quests, from miscellaneous quests, side quests, main quests, put together that make the world feel more full and alive. And then on top of that, you have the radiant AI, and with the immersive NPCs, the plot twists, and things like that, the music and the sound effects and the beautiful world. All those things come together, to make the world feel full and rich. So it's a lot more complex now, with the kind of RPGs that you can play. But anyways, that's it. Yeah, I know I talked a lot, but so anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you.